just so passionate about. I myself, my background is, I was in corporate, I was in IT, and loved it. And I'm originally from France, and I moved all over the world for the last 29 years. So I lived in France, in Hong Kong, in Japan, in Canada, and now for the last 15 years, I've been living here and loving it. But many years ago, I decided to shift my life and really focus on raising my children, which is why I let go. I put my career on hold. That's what I did. And it's during that time that I've learned what I've been doing now for 16 years. I have 3 beautiful children, and they are now young adults. And almost 16 years ago, my daughter Lauren was a little girl. She was 5.5 years old, and she was suffering from very serious breathing disorder. We were living in Toronto at that time, and she was under the care of 4 doctors, 4 specialists, and we were stuck because for 1.5 years they didn't know what was going on. She suffered from a very chronic breathing disorder, deep rough cough that came, and she coughed non-stop, 24/7. And I was just looking for something to do, to help her. And that's when I came across what I've been sharing now for the last 15, 16 years. What it did for me, just like I was invited to learn, and I went to a group discussion, and I learned about what I'll give you a glimpse a little bit today of why I'm passionate about my work. When I went, I discovered natural health solution, and I just embraced it. And to give you a short story, while Lauren had been on daily medication, using an inhaler every single day and taking a steroid every day for 1.5 years, just by incorporating some of those natural solutions for her, within 2.5 weeks there was no more problems, no more medication. And that was 16 years ago. And I have to tell you, my heart just, it was just amazing. And that's the reason why I'm here, why I've been doing this work for the last 16 years, because I discovered something that I believe is of value to so many people around the world. So it's been a blessing and joy for me to do the work. I don't see even that as work. So I'll tell you, Mike, I'm assuming?
Yes, we don't have a clicker.
Okay, so, so the company I work with, I'm not an employee of the company, but the company I work with, is Comunican. I want to highlight, I don't know if any of you saw that in 2006, but National Geographic in 2006 did a big study that was published in that issue, and they talked about all the problems with our homes. And the survey was done, actually, interesting enough, in San Francisco. And what it showed is how much our homes are toxic. And they went through every room and literally listed all the kind of chemicals that we're subjected to, and we are not even realizing it. Interesting enough, a month later, this health magazine, Healthier You, published a whole issue on how to deal with toxic homes. And I was so proud, I have to tell you, I was so proud to be able to say, yes, I am with the company who has the solution to toxic homes. So it's something I would highly, you probably can find that on Google, you probably can find the article, but it really went through every possible, and whether it's our food, our environment, all the carpeting, everything that we have in our homes, and we are aware of it, but we don't even realize. And there's also an organization that you may be aware of, which is called Healthy Child, Healthy World. It's a non-profit organization. I highly recommend it as a resource to parents, frankly, to go and look at that website, because that non-profit organization, who's been in existence for 30 years, is really educating the general public, and parents particularly, but general public, about natural solutions to raise our children. Whether it's food, cleaning products, sunscreen, anything from babies to adults. And I always, healthy child means a healthy parent, so we need to do the best we can. But that organization also, I don't know if you go on their website, they have a little video which is just wonderful, which is the wake up story. it's a 2-minute story and one of the things it says, when a baby is born, it has already ingested 200 chemicals in its body. Healthychild.org. Okay, and it says, when a baby is born, it has already 200 chemicals in his body. Where do those chemicals come from? Right? It's the environment, it's the mother, and the mother is not aware of all the chemicals that we ingest and so on. So highly recommend. So wonderful resource organization. Mike, can I go? Sorry. Instead of explaining to you all what we do in my work and so on, I just want to show you more about what is the impact that we have, because I think that's far more powerful. This lady, Carrie, I met her a few years ago. She's now probably in her mid-40s, and so I met her, and she, since she was a tiny child, she actually suffered from juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, but that's an old person disease, but she had it when she was a very young child. Debilitating for her, to the point she really couldn't walk. She was literally in a wheelchair at some point in time. Lots and lots of health issues. And I've met Carrie, and she's the most wonderful young lady, but couldn't do anything. This little girl, Annie, you can see we have solutions that deal with every possible aspects of our health. This little girl, as you can see, suffers from extreme severe eczema and was under quite a few medications just by incorporating in the home those natural solutions that deal with environment, with sleep, with quality water, quality air, proper nutrition, all of that. Over a period of 6 months, look at the change. Look at the change. This girl was homebound. She couldn't go out at all. She couldn't go to school. She couldn't, you can imagine, right? So these are the kind of things that can happen. Carrie, wonderful young woman, now is just living her normal life. She still has it. You could see her hands are totally crippled, but she can function. She can take care of her kids when she couldn't before. Just amazing. Gloria, I met her, gosh, it must be 9 years now. And I could not believe seeing the change in her. And you can read on the left side all the things, the kind of things she was dealing with. And then over a period of so many months, how much we introduced and the change. So it's not just the physical, the emotional side of it, but as you can imagine, everything else afterwards that happened. And it's all natural. And not only that, but afterwards she was able just to let go of certain of those medications or reduce it. So the quality of life has totally been transformed, absolutely transformed. This is Dr. Weintraub actually came across the company. By the way, I'm not sure that I mentioned the name of the company I work with, but it's only Ken. And it's a Japanese company that is a research and development company. But when Dr. Weintraub, who is a podiatrist, came across us in 2001, because he did that study, he decided to do a double-blind study because a number of his patients were coming to his practice with this specific product, and I brought it just to show you. This one, which is magnetic insoles, and saying it's helping me. And he deals with all the worst case of diabetic neuropathy, and he says there's no way this can help you. I've seen you for there's nothing that can. But he kept having patients coming, and say, well, okay, there's enough of my patients telling me this. I know they're not crazy. So I need to pay attention here to what's going on. So anyway, long story short, moving forward, he decided to do a double-blind study. That was published then into the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation magazine. And that double-blind study just showed, yes, it does help in a great deal. So things are changing, and that's just, so all of this is really science-based. It's very real, and it's just amazing what this can do. Myself, I wear those because it helps with my energy level. If I'm on my feet all day long, or or I'm just walking, it just alleviates the tension in my calves. in my bag, just wonderful.
It fits in high heels?
It fits in high heels.
Oh.
So, quick question on that one then. So you're saying anyone, regardless of, you don't really have to have a health issue.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what I love, Brian. Thank you for making that comment, because what I love about this, here I'm showing you, I'm sharing with you some of the, the example of how people who have health issues have. But this is all about prevention. Everything that we do is about prevention, and I'm sure we all agree prevention is a lot better than waiting for something to happen. So that's why everything that we have to offer is about prevention. Okay, this, something different, but how common is that? People have weight issues. Pam Foster lives in Houston. She's a good friend of mine, and I can't believe, and that happened in the last year and a half, literally. So it's not just the weight; it's all the other things that she had trouble with. Problem with her joint, her back. She didn't sleep that well. She couldn't exercise that much. I mean, these mental focus, energy level, lots of things. I look at her now and she just looks so beautiful. It's just a pleasure to see that. So we have also solutions for that kind of things. But interesting enough, this protein shake that we have, it's not just for the weight control. It's sugar craving, and sugar in our diet all around is an enormous problem, kids included. People don't realize how much we are absorbing sugar. This protein shake actually suppresses the sugar craving. It helps the body become far more efficient in terms of our metabolism. So there's lots of different things. So that's another example. Some of the pictures are shortened, but just to show you that we work with a lot of professional athletes. On top, we can see the picture. It's okay, my mom. But we have, Tony Gwynn, who was a professional baseball player, who really attribute the fact that using our products helped him finish strong in his career. We have from gymnasts, golfers, you name it. The Denver Broncos. We have athletes all around, and for them it's about performance, it's about recovery. One of my favorite product that we have that I love is when I travel, I go on long drive, or even when I go to Europe, we have a special piece for the back. And I love that because it just avoids me to be sore. Sitting down for 12 hours in the plane, it's tough on the back. I wear that and I don't have that tension whatsoever. It even helps me with jet lag, which I love. So lots of things like this. What I love also about the work that I do, we're also very environmentally conscious as a company. So all our products, by the way, not only have been endorsed by the Healthy Child, but it's also with the EWG, which means that our products are also good for the environment. I'll just go here. This is a water solution, for example. This looks like a sports bottle, right? This bottle was used by, in English, how do you say that? Doctors Without Borders, or the Red Cross years ago, because this is not just a water bottle, it has a filter, and literally you can go in any countries where the water, you will not touch the water. You will not touch it, you will not even, brush your teeth with the water in some countries, right? You fill it up with the tap water, we remove all the chemicals, all the contaminants in the water. So it has a combination of different things. I love this, whenever I travel, actually not even travel, I gave that water bottle to my kids when they were in middle school. And that's what they took every single day, in their lunchbox and so on. One, for two reasons. My kids, I don't know about the kids, your kids and so on, but never drink enough water anyway. So the simple fact they have the water bottle make them think about drinking the water, but also it's high quality water. Just beautiful, and the beauty is this is BPA free. It's environmental. It's biodegradable. So compared to all the plastic bottles that we have that pollute our landfills, all around the world, we have something also that is good for the environment. Phenomenal. So that's part of the things. You know, we also, you know, are very support a number of organization, artisan. We did that for quite a few years. Donated, you know, a fair amount of money to that. It's also, of course, that very special to me. And the reason, because one of my very, very dear friends in Toronto, one of her kids has that. And I have to tell you, that's, you know, separate topic. Well, separate topic, not quite, but because I could take quite a few minutes to talk about that. But Donna, my friend, when I met her, her kids, Kevin was 4.5 years old. He suffers from this. Kevin is now, he's the same age as my youngest one. Kevin is now 21. And when I met Kevin, he could not function as a little kid with this condition. I have to tell you, is having had the pleasure of working with him with these solutions and seeing him grow, he was able to really just, he still has it, but he's able to function like he's never been able to function. He had before speech, you know, problem. He didn't have any connection with his brother. He had really had a number of problems, and he's in school. When he was like 4 years ago, he was able to coach little league baseball. He's in university now, and when I see Kevin, he has the weakest sense of humor, which I love. It's beautiful for me to know that I've been part of that, you know, being able to help him, because I know he would not have been able to function the way he's functioning with that. So that gives you just a sense, and I think for me that was more important than explaining, you know, the products, is what is the impact that we have, why is it changing so much people's life. And the last slide, Mike. This, if you want to know more about this, I have a YouTube channel. So just on YouTube, go to Bernadette McBurnie, and there's lots and lots of videos that you see, you know, literally the kind of impact that we have on a social basis. You know, number of testimonials, some product knowledge. So there's plenty of videos for you to learn. So, you know, it has been such a journey. I cannot tell you. You know, I'm all about spreading the health and the knowledge. And what is amazing, even though we've been around for 40 years, and we are now in about 38 countries around the world, there's still a small portion of the population who know about us. And we are changing how people are taking care of themselves all around the world. But, you know, again, it's just not about, I always say, you know, it's about getting better, then it's about maintaining our health, and then it's really just performing. Myself, on a personal level, I will tell you, it's fantastic to be able to say that I have more energy today than 15 years ago. And I think you can all see it. I'm like the energized bunny anyway. But it's just phenomenal. And being able to do this every day is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, you know, I could explain a lot more or go more in detail, but I'd rather just leave it open maybe to if anybody has any question. Yes, John?
On the water bottle, how long is the filter good for? And then around the rim, or not around the rim, but around the middle, it looks like there's magnets. Is that some?
Yes, when you open, yes, absolutely. When you open the bottle, you see there's the magnets, because there's different technology in that water bottle. The filter is good. Let's say if you use the water bottle once a day, it's good for about 3 months. It's good for that. Yes, Jim?
On your inserts, I couldn't find the magnets attracted to anything at the cable. Are they?
It's, here we go into the science base. I don't, I'm sure you've seen those little, I don't know, like little noddles, I mean, those little circles. The magnet is designed, it's a tri-phase, so I'm not going to go, because that's a whole different, I could spend quite a bit of time explaining the magnetic design of it, but it's the little round thing that have been designed in a specific way, so it's not the typical fridge magnet at all, okay? But it's called a tri-phase magnets that, and that's been spread out all according to the acupressure point as well. That's why they've been placed in a very specific manner.
So conceptually, is it basically picking out the appearance of the body? Is that the whole point?
The magnet?
The magnet or?
Well, everything that we have to offer, that's a great question, Jake. Everything that we have.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's show.
Sorry.
Actually, this is Mike, but he's a very good friend of mine. He's an aerospace engineer as a background, and we've been working together now for 16 years. He's based in Toronto. So to answer your question, everything that we do is about detoxing the body. It's about bringing the body into balance. And you know, and in a way, you know, I always refer to this as common sense, you know, solution. It's about putting the body into an environment where it can thrive through quality sleep, you know, unpolluted water, air, all of that. And when we do that, the body cleans itself, and then the body can really go to work and do what it's supposed to do.
So is this somewhat of a lifestyle? Or?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, very often people say, well, how long do I need to use that? I say, well, I don't know. How long do you want to, you know, to be on the prevention side of it? So definitely.
To go back to the water bottle for a minute, are you saying that if you took that to Mexico, you could fill it with water, then use that to brush your teeth safely and drink it?
Absolutely. And it makes the water, it's an alkaline water. Absolutely. No. It's whatever. And you know, I do not travel without that water bottle, no matter where I go.
How much does it cost?
Retail, it's about $55. And the filter are to replace them. The filters come in packs of 2, and they are, if I remember, it's about $25, something like